Days turned into weeks as Jonathan immersed himself in the restoration of the house. Each creak of the floorboards and distant whisper gnawed at his nerves, but he refused to be deterred. The rational part of him struggled to maintain control, dismissing the eerie occurrences as tricks of the mind and the settling of an old structure. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Jonathan found himself in the cellar, sorting through a jumble of old furniture and forgotten relics. The air was thick with the scent of mildew, and the dim light from his lantern cast long, dancing shadows on the walls. As he worked, a cold draft slithered through the room, extinguishing the flame and plunging him into darkness. Cursing under his breath, he fumbled for matches, but a faint glow appeared at the far end of the cellar. It was an eerie, phosphorescent light that seemed to beckon him. Gripped by curiosity and an inexplicable compulsion, he followed the glow to a hidden alcove, where an old wooden chest lay half buried in dust and cobwebs. With trembling hands, he opened the chest, revealing a collection of ancient books and artifacts. Among them was a small, ornate box, its surface inlaid with strange symbols. As he reached for it, a voice, soft and melodious, yet filled with sorrow, whispered his name. Jonathan. He froze, the hairs on the back of his neck standing on end. The voice seemed to come from all around him, echoing off the walls in a haunting symphony. He turned, and there she was again, the woman from the portrait, her spectral form flickering like a dying flame. "Help me," she pleaded, her voice barely above a whisper. "Release me from this torment." Before he could respond, the light vanished, leaving him in darkness once more. His mind raced with questions and fear, but he felt a strange resolve take hold. The woman was trapped, and he was the key to her salvation. He carried the box upstairs, its weight seeming to grow heavier with each step. Once in the study, he placed it on the desk and examined the symbols. They were unlike anything he had ever seen, a complex tangle of lines and shapes that defied comprehension. Desperation gnawed at him as he flipped through the ancient books, searching for any clue that could help him understand. As the hours passed, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to seep from the very walls, filling the room with an oppressive, almost tangible presence. Exhausted and on the verge of despair, Jonathan finally found a passage in one of the tomes, a ritual to banish spirits and break curses. Determined to free the woman, he gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared the ritual. As he chanted the incantation, the room grew colder, and the shadows danced wildly. The woman's ghostly form appeared once more, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and fear. With the final words of the incantation, a blinding light filled the room, and the whispers rose to a deafening crescendo. Jonathan felt a searing pain in his chest, as if his very soul was being torn apart. He collapsed to the floor, gasping for breath, as darkness claimed him.